Hey there, Ron Sullivan, your online hitting consultant. I want to talk today about players that spin off the ball. Okay, now a lot of you will see whenever you watch pros hit that they'll be squared up and their body, right, will be squared up to the ball. You won't see a guy with his body closed like this squaring a pitch up out front, right? His body naturally turns. So I want to talk about the natural part of that turn and then when it affects youths in a bad way, right? So first, the natural part of that is whenever I drop into my weight shift position, I'm going to do a little illustration here where I'm going to extend my bottom hand, right, straight forward. Now you notice my body didn't have to turn when I just extend my bottom hand straight to you, right? Because there's no muscles in the way, right? The anatomy is behind this front arm extension, right? So if I just was a bottom hand hitter, right, if I just had one arm, I could probably go to contact and not allow my body to move off the ball at all. But if you do that same drill, or you just do that same feeling with your top hand now, right, and reach out in that same spot, you'll see that your body naturally has to turn, right, to allow room for the top hand to come inside, right? I can do this I can reach like this for an example, but naturally that I feel stuck. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to really hit through a ball like this. So with both hands, you'll see that the body has to turn, right? Now, what pros do really well, right, really good hitters, what they do really well is, what does staying on the pitch mean? Well, an outer half pitch, or the outer half of the plate, I can do the same illustration where I reach with my bottom hand in that direction and see my front shoulder naturally is closed, right? And they can also do the same thing with their top hand because they're reaching in this direction. The anatomy is not in the way. Boom, I'm going towards the direction of the ball, right? I can stay on the ball a little bit better. Now I'm not completely closed on that, but I'm not going to be as open as I'm going to be on an inside pitch, right? Because I'm going in this direction, there's no resistance for the top hand arm to work in that direction, so I'm going to be able to stay on that a little bit longer. Now, when it's a problem for kids, I'm going to tell you what happens with kids. Whenever they go into their weight shift position, before their front foot lands or what have you, is they normally get themselves into a position where they've set up resistance, particularly resistance for the top hand arm. Right? So if the top hand arm is the one that dictates how much my body is going to turn, if I'm stuck here when I land in my weight shift, right, instead of being in a position where everything's back, if I'm stuck here, now in order for this top hand arm to get through, right, my body is going to have to be even more exaggerated, right? It's because they're often late at releasing this top hand, right? And so the body has to keep turning, and then finally the top hand arm catches up. Everybody knows elbow drag and bat drag. Right? Well, this is why players tend to turn their body off the ball too much, because they're stuck. So this is also the reason why on the outer half of the plate, you'll see that players with that same tendency, because they've grooved a swing now where they can't get to the outside. So instead of being able to go here to the ball, right, there's still resistance has been set up with the elbow and the ribs, right? And then now they have to continue to turn their body. And so oftentimes when I see kids hit a ball on the outer half of the plate, their body is turned this way and the barrel is late and catching up, and so you get the flare to right. So the moral to the story is you have to allow players to have a resistance-free swing. We've got to free and make room for this mechanism here, that this top hand arm has to be able to drive freely, right, so that when I get an outside pitch, boom, I can take my top hand arm in that direction without having this guy set up and having to spin my body to get to that ball, right? So set up less resistance and you can stay on a ball a little bit longer. Ron Sullivan, your online hitting consultant.